Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is the Breguet Classique Moonphase de Lune with an enamel dial and a white gold case. This is a reference 7787BB. 39 millimeters in diameter, it's 10.4 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 48 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Super high quality strap, but not broken in, so it's got a stiffness to it characteristic of thick cut alligator hide. So when I throw this on my wrist of 16 centimeters circumference, you could see that it's going to constrict my wrist because this stiff strap is being pulled tight. As that breaks in, my wrist would expand back out beyond the edge of these lugs, and from a fit standpoint, that's an important aesthetic. So just keep that in mind. The strap is not broken in, but it is a thin watch, and it'll easily slide underneath a cuff or sleeve. And I'd recommend this watch for a wrist of 15 centimeters circumference and up. Again, mine is 16 for reference. The strap is fascinating. We don't often see small rectangular scale alligator leather. It's a high-grade cut, but one that's uncommonly used and gives this watch a distinctive aesthetic. You could see that the strap is fixed to the case using screws and bars, which is a more expensive but super secure way of joining these things together. Spring bars are cheap and easy. They cost very little. This is more expensive, but also more likely to protect your watch from being dropped. There's also a screw and bar setup joining the buckle to the strap, so it's secure on both sides. We have a white gold buckle with media blast and polish. There's knurling on the edge, so it's easier to grip, and then it is a friction fit snap shut buckle. Okay, welded lugs. Take a look. The break between the case and the lug is achieved by inserting the lug into a slot in the case, welding them together, and then hand filing to remove the gathered material from the weld for this super sharp break. If you're going to make 100,000 watches a year, you can't do that. But if you're making very few, you can make sure that the time is spent on each one of these lugs to build something beautiful. And that super sharp break is characteristic of welded lug construction. The case is cold rolled to create the coining and then hand finished in a jig to clean it up so it appears as perfectly symmetrical all the way around as what you see. You can see there's a little dip under the bezel. That's not a problem. That's for the watchmaker's case knife because this is a snap together assembly. So don't worry about that. That's supposed to be there. We have a pusher adjuster so you can make your corrections to the Moonphase. We have a crown with a Breguet B, and the watch is 30 meters water resistant, which is sufficient for splash and rain exposure, but not submergence. The dial is made of solid gold, and on top of that is Grand Faux enamel. So on top of the polished gold base, the enameler applies layers of glass-based vitreous paint, and then in 800 degrees centigrade in the oven, fired up to 20 times, layer upon layer upon layer, this glass white base is built up. It's glossy, it's smooth, and it is a forever dial. It will never oxidize, it will never tarnish. The enduring gloss and beauty of enamel is an age-old part of watchmaking that survived from the pocket watch era, in fact, from the era of Breguet and his sons. So enamel, especially Grand Faux enamel, fired up to 20 times, sometimes more, is a highly sought craft art. So this watch is handmade in more ways than one. And so if you're wondering why it says enamel, that is enamel Grand Faux. It's not a smartwatch, don't worry. Now there's this little alternating pattern of marks outboard that can be used for reading the minutes and the hours. We have Breguet style hands, fired blue steel, and then we have a lovely Breguet era font used for the numerals themselves. The watch does feature a Breguet secret signature, but it's almost impossible to show on camera because it's etched into the enamel. It's ghosted, but you're going to have to just trust me that it's there. We have a power reserve indicator on the dial, and it's designed to have the aesthetic of the power reserve on a vintage Breguet pocket watch, where the complications often appeared somewhat randomly placed on the dial because the mechanism always fell on top of whatever underlying mechanism was controlling it in the pocket watch. So we often had a scatter of complications across the dial. We also have a hacking seconds function here, so you can stop the watch and set it to a reference time, and a 29.5 day Moonphase cycle and a standard crescent style Moonphase up at the top. Now if you loop this dial and you look very closely, you can see there's a very fine, almost chalk-like texture, because unlike lacquer, enamel is never perfectly smooth. But this is a high-grade enamel. You can only see that chalkiness with a loop. It's a beautifully done execution. Turning it all over, once upon a time, this movement was designed by Longines as the L990, created in 1978. I believe it was the last Longines manufactured movement ever made. It's a twin barrel with a 38-hour power reserve. You may ask, and I would encourage you to ask, how come 38 hours with twin barrels? Well, the reason is that the two barrels are there to phase the mainsprings to provide a lot of torque to drive a complication and create a very flat torque curve from maximum wind to minimum wind. And the result is that it's an excellent timekeeper. It just doesn't have a super long power reserve. You can see the rotor is lathe cut in white gold. We have the twin barrels. It's got a power reserve of 38 hours. You can see it pivots on 25 joules. The Breguet terminology for this movement is Lamagna 8815, and Lamagna 8815 in turns becomes, because remember, Lamagna is manufacturer Breguet, and they inherited the Longines movements when Swatch Group took over all these different companies. This is known as the Breguet 591 DRL. And so you can see some upgrades. The original Longines didn't have this level of decoration, nor did it have a free-sprung balance. So we have a free-sprung balance designed for precise regulation and shock resistance, and you can see it's been designed to allow changes to timing using opposed pairs of screws that are recessed into the balance to keep them out of the free airstream. In addition to providing precise regulation and shock resistance, they help to reduce the impact of aerodynamic drag on timing. Now, we also have a silicone hairspring to make this watch effectively amagnetic. The escapement is also made of silicone, though it uses traditional ruby palette stones. And the idea here is it has a silicone lever and escape wheel to reduce the mass and also reduce the need for lubrication in the system. And it is a 4 Hertz beat rate. It's a great-looking movement with a lot of heritage and tradition behind it, some of which is Longines, some of which is Lamagna, and some of which is Breguet. You can see the quality of the beveling, the engine turning on the rotor, the stripes on the bridges, the snailing on the edge of the bridges, the polish on the screws, and the beveling in the jewel and the screw sinks. And a little bit of engine turning on the caseback. If you love this modern classic, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.